Hello, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I decided to actually do something with my hair and put a shirt on, aside from my PJs. I even put earrings in. Yeah, these were my mom's actually. So it's like, hey, I got a little dressed up for you by my standards. Yeah, I do know how to be classy. Uh, even I've just preferred to be a tomboy. This casual, laid back, and everything. I know. I do know how to wear that stuff, yeah, that people put on their faces, that I can't stand. I do know how to do that. I do know how to actually do my hair nicely. I do know how to wear a dress. I do know how to wear heels. I do know what hosiery is. I do know all that stuff. I just don't like to do it. Hey, I'm gonna be 50 this year, so hey, I just don't care anymore. It's like, whatever. It's like I don't really date or anything anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was asked out on a date, yeah, I am an old-fashioned kind of girl. I do believe in a guy asking me out. And even though I have done it in the past, I just wound up being very uncomfortable with the situation. Of course, it wound up not working out. But anyway, anywho, yeah. But yeah, I mean, if I, was asked out on a date or what have you, yeah, I would be nice looking and so on and so forth, unless we decided ahead of time, hey, this is a very casual sort of thing or whatever. But, if it was a nice dinner or whatever, yeah, or if I got invited or if I had to go to an event or something like that, yeah, I would look the part, basically. But when it's just me and it's just this and so forth, forget it, people. I'm going to be au naturel. Anyway, actually, I'm going to be doing my yoga after this. Yeah, I did do my yoga yesterday. I almost said yogurt. I just did a survey. I do these surveys to do. It gets me points or whatever for be able to basically buy free groceries and so forth. So basically, I get a little gift card and I can go and use it to get groceries or whatever. So after you accumulate so many points, and this one was having to do with uh, yogurt and oat milk. It was like, oh, so I guess I have yogurt on the brain. I was gonna go do my yogurt. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go do my yoga after this. I know I have an itch there. But I did do it yesterday too, and it was a bit of a struggle, but I'm like, push through, push through, push through. So, anywho, yeah, uh, and I did work last night, did get back to it and everything. Had a little bit of a low sugar. I was really quite shocked with that. It was kind of weird. I was just getting off the freeway, and I just was not feeling quite right. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, maybe I should do a blood sugar real quick. So of course I would pull up my reader, do it on my sensor, and oops, a little low. So I'm quickly eating something, and I'm about ready to drop off my delivery. And what was bad is I'm already dealing with a little bit of a low sugar, and of course I'm having, trying to get myself back with having the breathing troubles this weekend, and I'm having troubles, with it and everything, and with where I was dropping off. It was at it's basically like a factory. It's a distribution facility. Okay, one of the big ones, if you know what I mean. And we've got like many of them around the valley. And anyway, this one in particular, it was actually one of the ones that first opened after when they started expanding from the very first facility that they put in. Anyway, this one in particular, unfortunately, with the instructions that I had, it was basically telling you to, and I've dropped off at some of them before, where you, it's usually one of two situations. Either they meet you outside, or there's a spot right there, just inside the main entrance, where everybody leaves their deliveries. And you just take a picture and move on. And unfortunately, though, with this facility and in this circumstance, I've had to drop. It was the second option I just talked about, um, and unfortunately, with where you had to park and where the main entrance was, it wasn't very close proximity. And of course, I'm already, dealing with all this, and then I'm also dealing with a little bit of a low sugar, and I, I just looked at where that entrance was once I really wasn't paying attention until I got there, and then I seen where it was, and then I'm looking around, and I'm just like, because I went to, I've done ride sharing through there many, many, many times, and I always, just pull in, wait, and I wait for them to come from wherever it is that they're coming from. I never paid attention in the past where it is that they're actually coming from. And now I see where they're coming from, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. You want me to walk where? Normal circumstances, no big deal, but when you're dealing with all this, it's like, oh my gosh. I immediately thought of him, and I had that same exact thing happen to me. Remember the movie Poltergeist? Okay, there at the end, Diane, the mom, she had just, fallen into the swimming pool, battled the dead bodies, just, and the neighbor, helped, or neighbors, the husband and wife helped her get out, and so on and so forth. And she's, pleading with the help me, and they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And everything. And she's trying to coax them in, and they're like, screw you, lady, And she's just like had it, she's been through the ringer with these ghosts, and, and finally getting her daughter back and everything else, and now it's happening all over again. And she's just like, screw you, it ain't gonna happen. And she goes running upstairs, and she's there at the end of the hallway. I don't remember exactly how she wound up there. But anyway, she's at the end of the hallway, and there's that scene where she's standing there, and she's looking at that door, and they distort the camera vision to make it look like the hallway is longer than what it actually is. That's exactly how I felt last night. I just took one look at it, and I was just like, that same music even was going through my brain. I'm just like, and that, oh my gosh, that hesitation that she was feeling, and just try and take those few steps forward or whatever. Only difference is that, of course, in the movie, she gets that energy and bolts through that door, and I was just like, screw this. I'm not doing it, because I knew exactly what was going to happen with how I was feeling and so forth. Yeah, I might have made it all the way down there, but with trying to get back to my car, they probably would have been trying to scoop me up with a spatula afterwards. Not a good idea, and I knew it. But fortunately, Spirit was definitely on my side, and a security guard happened to be right there at that moment. And she's like, you trying to drop off? I was just like, yeah, but there's no way I'm going to make it. And she's like, yeah, I see that. Normally, we're not supposed to do this, but I'll go ahead and do it this time. Just take the picture, let them know, and so forth, and I'll take it up there for you. I'm like, thank you so much. I was just like, yeah, there's no way I was going to make it. So I was either going to have to just leave it there on a table. I mean, even trying, I was sitting down at a table that was right there and just trying to um, um, get up from that table. Even was difficult. I just wanted to get back into my car into the air conditioning so I could breathe again. And I was struggling to get up. She was just like, maybe you should sit here, man. I'm like, no, I want to get back into the air conditioning of my car. And she's like, yeah, good idea. So, but yeah, I was very grateful, very, very grateful. And I was determined I was gonna do full amount last night, but unfortunately, right after that, I responded to, um, actually, I think it was after that. I know I responded to a pickup order, delivered that, and then I turned right around and got from two more orders from the same place, and I picked up the orders. I went to deliver the first one, and it was a leave it at door situation. So I went, took a picture, and I was putting it. And whenever I get those, it gives you an option to put a message in as far as like where you left it or whatever. But I've been doing it with trying to help spread some positivity. I've just been putting in thank you with an exclamation point. Seeing how I can't thank the customer anyway, whether they're leaving me a tip or not or whatever. It's just, thank you for, you know, um, um, at least giving me an opportunity, to um, do this for you and make some money, and so on and so forth. But anyway, spreading those positive affirmations and so forth. But anyway, so I was doing that and then I kept getting this message saying error, error, error. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm gonna find out I have no signal, so I can't even complete the order. I'm like, oh my gosh. So fortunately, I wasn't too far from where I picked it up. And I went back as I knew that they had free Wi-Fi. And I was at least it took a minute for me to be able to connect up. But I was able to finish up with that part of the order and everything. But unfortunately, I still have the second order. And I'm like, what do I do with it? I can't finish the delivery. I have no signal. I could, for the life of me, I could figure out what was going on and everything. I didn't want to take a chance on restarting my phone while I still have this going on and so forth. It takes forever for me to restart that phone. And I'm just like, all right, well, I got on the phone with support, and I explained to them what was going on. They could barely hear me since I was calling over Wi-Fi, and not a good Wi-Fi signal, not like at home where you have a good signal. Unfortunately, commercial, it winds up not being the greatest. So, and I explained it to them. They're like, okay. And of course, they had to do their spiel about, oh, don't pick up orders unless you have every intention of delivering them, and all this sort of crap and everything. It's like, yeah, just go ahead, spread some negativity, see if I care. So, got the order canceled and everything. And on my way home, I keep trying to restart my phone. Would not, I couldn't get a signal at all. So finally, after I get home, I tried restarting it again. Same thing. Finally, I don't know, and even and unfortunately, I can't call my phone provider because customer support has certain hours. Something they never. It used to be 24 hours before the pandemic, but they never changed it. So I'm just like, okay. But I was able to do the automated support, and they that was able to do something, and then I did try and restart it again, still not the same problem, and then I was just like, you know what, I was eating dinner and everything, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna try it again. Bam! By now it's 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's about time I'm usually going to be wrapping things up anyway, so, oh well. So anyway, yeah. it's kind of it's like it was one of those nights. I'm blaming it on the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow. We're not. We do have a Mercury retrograde coming up on starting on the 5th, and with these Mercury retrogrades, these things how it takes a shorter amount of time for Mercury to go do its revolution around the sun. It's 88 days. Because of it, we have uh, um, um, more frequent. That's the word I was trying to think of. More frequent uh, opportunities for retrogrades throughout. Basically, we have them 3 times a year. Um, Typically, sometimes 4, depending on how it lining up on the calendar. So anyway, yeah, we have one coming out on the 5th, and typically with the Mercury retrogrades, it's we have pre and post shadows 3 weeks before, 3 weeks after. Okay, so if you've been experiencing technical issues, hello, or what have you, it could be a reason. And I've also noticed with keeping track of the auroras, the aurora borealis, those basically geomagnetic storms from the sun that can have a tendency to mess things up as well. And I think we are going to be either we just had one or we're going to be having one. I had read, I don't remember what. Let's face it, the last few days have been kind of nutty. So anyway, that's what's going to be coming up. And of course, right, we've been in a Pluto retrograde for a few months now. That's going to be lasting for a while, and then the start of the month we had actually June 30th, I think it was Saturn that went retrograde. I can't remember. They were pretty much back to back. It was I think it was Saturn, and then Neptune went retro. I think it was on the 2nd, I think. I can't remember which one was first. I know one started on the 30th. I can't remember the second date. I know it was right after the first for the second one. But anyway, so yeah, we've already got 3, and then of course we're going to have Mercury, who's always the big troublemaker. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of posts from spiritual community or people posting, "Oh, this is how I look during Mercury retrograde," and everybody having headaches. So it's all part of the life lessons. That's the big thing, It's like learning how to go with the flow, basically. Yeah, and I know that's something I've struggled with. I've always been a bit of a control freak throughout my life. Oh, everything's going to look this way. I have this goal in mind. This is how it's going to look. This is the process I'm going to do. Blah, 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 blah. And guess what? Yeah, whatever. It's something I'm learning. How to be patient, take things one step at a time, go with the flow. Definitely big lessons that I've been having to learn with everything that's happened over the last year and a half. So, also speaking medical, and it's something that everybody else can be learning as well. It's something we all need to be learning. That's the other thing I was going to mention. Also, today is kind of a big day for me. Tomorrow, actually, I'm going to be today. I'm going to be preparing for the big test tomorrow, the breathing test. Assuming I still have that appointment after everything that happened with me trying to do the check-in on Monday. Fingers crossed. I figure, well, even if I don't hear from them today, even though they're supposed to be calling back within 3 business days, if I don't hear from them, and even despite me getting the little message on with them saying don't show up because we have concerns you might have COVID and all this sort of crap, I'm gonna show up anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and do the preparation today. There's certain things that I have to do, or more like not do. The big thing is staying away from anti-inflammatories, so no ibuprofen. Of course, I know that there's a lot of foods that are anti-inflammatory, but they're not on a list. So, ooh, well. I mean, basically, by the time everything's said and done, you might as well not eat anything at all. Hate to say it, that list of anti-inflammatories like, is pretty extensive as far as foods are concerned. Uh, Definitely no caffeine. Fortunately, I'm not a coffee drinker, so that's no big deal, but I do love my green tea. Yeah. And of course, that includes chocolate. That's even worse. And anybody who knows me, okay, tea, okay, even herbal teas. I can't have any teas, even herbal teas, like ginger tea or whatever. It's like, okay, that's fine. I'll just switch over to my lemonade for today. No big deal. Okay, I can handle this. I don't necessarily have to have my cup of hot cocoa. Okay, um, but chocolate. They want to kill me. I had to do this when I went to the doctor the first time a couple months ago, because and the whole point of it is because they want you in your, I don't know how to say, but natural state, without all the stuff and so forth. Of course, that includes no inhalers. I'm even going off the allergy meds and so forth. And basically, they want you in that state, so in that way they can see you, see how you are. And of course, I had to do this again at the end of the month when I go back to see the doctor for the results and so forth. Of course, fingers crossed with tomorrow. Um, but the way I look at it is that seems how I'm going to be off of everything, and I probably will be feeling really miserable tomorrow morning if I show up and they say, "Oh, sorry, no." Well, for one thing, I'm going to be going armed with that COVID test that I did on Monday. It's time stamped. And I'm going to take it with me. I realize, they can't use that or whatever, but at least on the box, because I ran it through my insurance, and it was a big hassle for me to be able to do that. Before I went down to pick it up, I had called my insurance, and I was just like, hey, it's just covered, and they're like, yeah, we're going to pre-authorize you to go over there and to be able to get it. Well, I go over there and I'm getting a bunch of hassles. So, but ultimately I was able to get it and have it ran through my insurance, and I'm glad I did it because it is an actual record that I had that test done on that day. So, or at least I picked it up on that day. But, between that and then, of course, the video I did, and I took a picture of it also, and I'm going to take that box with me with everything combined. It's like, sorry, yeah, not, mm-mm. And it's negative, people. So let's do this. Yeah, I'm going to go armed. And then, of course, if I'm going to be feeling like crap, yeah, I'll do my best to keep my cool, but hey, sometimes you gotta be bitchy to assert your boundaries. hmm Especially when you're up against nonsense. So that's yeah, that's what I am um gonna be facing tomorrow, 9 o'clock. So send me some positive vibes, especially with today, with trying to get through with not being able to eat chocolate. Oh, this is gonna be. I know it's tough. So, and I really do like my hot cocos. They really get in there and they help it feel really good in there. But oh well. So lessons. So I'm definitely gonna do my yoga this morning to help and so forth. And yeah, wish me luck, or more like the doctor's office. Wish them. Yeah. So, um, send them some some positive vibes. They're gonna need it. Oh my gosh. Hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? That's the way I look at it. I know I'm wearing my dorky, what I call it, my dorky glasses. I really hate these things, but with doing all this, with doing close-up work, they're actually the best lenses that I have. But hey, it is what it is. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of everything I have going on. Hopefully, there's been some lessons for you throughout this, or at least some inspiration. And that's really the whole point of me doing these videos. And I after watching, as most of you know, I follow Mary Jo Cranmore on Soulful Revolution, her YouTube channel. She's a tarot reader. Excuse me, and she's helped me a lot with my spiritual journey, a lot. She's really been my guru. And anyway, what's it? No, this morning there was something that came out that really resonated with me. With basically, she was saying something about with telling your stories. Excuse me. And it's kind of a message that's been coming out for me here lately with even with the reading I did for myself yesterday. Basically, telling your stories, basically being a keeper of stories, to help inspire people, and that's really how this channel sorry, the Blissful Lifestyle Changes Studio has morphed. It started off as one thing, but it has really changed quite a bit. Well, that's the whole point. Lifestyle changes. But it's really morphed into more, or something really different. And it's really morphed, especially this last month or two, something, or maybe just the last month, actually, with I don't know if anybody follows. Sorry. I'm gonna get a drink of water here. A second. Maybe I forgot to. There it is. Okay, hold on one second. Oh, that feels good. Okay. With I don't know if anybody follows any of my other social media channels. But basically, I pretty much have walked away from most of them, and have just been sticking with the YouTube channel. Because what I was doing, I was recording videos on the YouTube channel, and then providing the link through the blog. Excuse me. And then posting it throughout all of the social media sites that I have. But I've been mostly just sticking with doing these YouTube videos, and posting a little bit of pictures here and there on Instagram, and then of course on the community channel with YouTube, but still sticking with just posting the links basically as posts on my blog. And I have noticed some changes, as far as, like viewership and so forth is concerned. So, if people are hiding, their profiles, I can't see who it is, or demographics or anything like that, but I can at least see numbers, how many subscribers I have and so forth. And it's been interesting to watch that. And it's like, okay, obviously these messages are, I feel like I'm more on the right track than what I was before. Before I felt like I was just marketing myself, and that's not what I was interested in. I want to inspire people. I want to bring hope to people. I want to help people with people who are having difficulties, just like, with me, with the path that I want to be able to go down with doing the yoga and the Tai Chi, and helping with their life changes and so forth. I don't want to be doing high impact yoga, Tai Chi, with what you think of typically with doing yoga, with those crazy poses and so forth. That's not what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in is helping people who may have flexibility issues and so forth. Basically have it be as like a form of physical therapy. That's kind of the direction that I want to be able to go. And also to help people who may be dealing with anxieties and so forth, to help them with meditation practices and so forth. That's the direction that I want to be able to go. So, and it doesn't matter what the age group is or anything. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut this out. But anyway, I know I'm getting really tickled throat here. Um, so yeah, and it's been interesting to watch how, and I haven't even been doing descriptions on the videos or anything, just doing titles, and that's it. And it's like, I know I've been a lot happier, and I've been noticing this, at least the viewership numbers, that's been changing. So kudos to all you guys. If you are getting something out of these videos, I appreciate that. I really, really do. And and I hope that you are getting something out of these videos. I hope it is inspiring. I hope it's helping to bring you freedom and hope, inspiration to help you with your lives too. Because if it helps to see somebody else, struggling and so forth, hopefully it might help you with with things that you are struggling with as well. I realize I do talk about some things that are kind of off the wall and so forth, like food or what have you, but hey, somebody else might be going through something that's having to do with a food issue or something. I don't know. So I don't. Most of the time, I have no idea what I'm even talking about. It's just coming straight through me. Well, I should probably, straight through me. Down through the crown chakra, right into the throat and out. It's whatever message is coming through. It's meant for somebody. That's the way I look at it. So anyway, love you guys. Wish the doctor's office luck tomorrow. I'll talk to y'all soon. I'll let you know. I'll know what happens tomorrow too. All right. Love yous.